for Mary's Polar Blast team. She's out in San Diego today.
Calimere.
She will head up the road and join us from L.A. next week. And the last spot on her Polar Blast team is going to be today. Her team, Snow Babies, available for you. And then next week, we're going to do Bill's team, which is Big Billy's Bottom Boys.
Yeah.
B-O-I-Z. My team, the Coxsicles, all taken care of. If you want to get on Poundcake's team that he shares with Barry White, the team is called Barely White. Go to WMMS.com. Register to be on Team Poundcake there. Next week on the show, speaking of Playhouse Square, if you like blues rock, speaking of Mary Santora, Joe Bonamassa is coming through February 17th. I will have tickets for you for that show. I will get you those weekend passes for Sonic Temple.
That's Michael Jordan's birthday.
February 17th.
Yeah. You know why I know that?
Day after yours.
Yeah.
Oh. Whose birthday is February the 15th, the day before yours?
Who cares?
Indeed. So Sonic Temple, that's everybody. That's Godsmack and Kiss and Rob Zombie and Foo Fighters and Tool. Gojira and Mastodon announced they're doing that co-headlining run, so I will have those tickets for you next week. That's August 10th at Nautica. And then we'll do Big Billy's Bottom Boys all next week. Very exciting time. We have a lot of bureau chiefs in the great city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I guess I didn't realize, one of them sent me the story, and, I lived there for a number of years, and I didn't realize that there were Permane Brothers restaurants all over the Midwest. I didn't realize that they had blown up the way they have. Here in Ohio, they're all on the east side of the state. That makes sense. Y-Town and Steubenville, that's Steeler country. I didn't realize that they were all over the place. If you've ever eaten at a Permane Brothers, if you're familiar with it, I couldn't tell you one single time I ever had it sober. I was always amazed to see people in broad daylight inside Permane Brothers, because I was only familiar with it stumbling out of a club at 2:15 a.m. getting Permane Brothers, Capicola and egg. But for our other bureau chiefs in the state of Michigan, they're taking all the Permane, they're removing them from the state. They're taking them all out. All the Permane Brothers in Michigan.
Thanks, Biden.
Thanks, Biden. Granted, there's only 2. They're closing them all down. They're like, we don't want to be up here. Who's shaped like a mitten? We got to get the hell out of here. I think they're both suburban Detroit. But the Permane Brothers, if you are a Michigander and you go, thank Christ, I can get a sandwich with friggin' French fries on it. No longer. But they got them in Maryland and West Virginia, and they're down in Florida. I had no idea that they were that diversified. But apparently, Michigan, that is, you are trying to invade Coney Island territory there with Permane Brothers. Every region has its own, we've talked about this ad nauseum, if you pardon the pun. Every region has its own culinary idiosyncrasies, right? If you order a Greek salad in Detroit, you're going to get beets on it. You order one somewhere else, you go, hey, no beets. When I first moved away from Chicago, I didn't realize that Subway stores didn't have jardinera peppers. You got to get the banana peppers. When I first moved to Pennsylvania, to Pittsburgh, I ordered a salad. It had French fries on it. I thought they screwed up. I didn't know.
You're like, no.
Like,
You're in the Rust Belt now.
This is precisely why I ordered a salad. Don't get me wrong, love French fries, So then I quickly figured out, you literally have to order a salad, no fries.
That's how all the salads come?
Yeah. I've uttered a lot of strange phrases, but that's top 5. Could I get a steak salad, no fries on top, please?
Okay.
All right.
I don't know what the point of getting a salad is if you ain't getting fries on it.
What are you, some West Coast cuck? But the Permane Brothers stores out there in suburban Detroit, closing down for good. So if you're listening out in Youngstown, Steubenville, they're fine. They're right there on the border. Nothing's going to go wrong there. But you can't get it up out there in Michigan anymore. Primanti Brothers, a restaurant that's been around since the Depression. Long, long time. And listen, for anybody who loves the collision of strange foods, somebody was on a Cleveland subreddit saying, is there Cleveland pizza? And I just wrote no.
Yes.
But other people
Ohio
are
style.
right. That's why local pizza shops are opening with just selling Detroit-style pizza, because everybody loves Ohio pizza, even though nobody can describe it.
I do too.
No one knows what that is.
Ohio
Circle cut
pie.
into squares with a sweet sauce.
Nope. That is someone else's that they took, but that's
Why can't it be ours?
it's
You can't even name who
by the
else's
way,
it is.
it's okay to not have. Everybody thinks they got to have like some new twist on
we
something.
got one. Circle
Yeah,
style
but you
pizza,
don't.
Party cut with sweet sauce.
Party cut with sweet sauce.
It's a circle pizza cut into squares with a sweeter red sauce. That is Ohio style.
Ohio style is just taking someone else's pizza and making the sauce sweeter.
We were just saying how Chicago style Subway has gardenia beans or whatever.
Hey, how come there's no gardenia beans on this,
Where's
man?
my gardenia beans?
Why can that be Chicago style Subway, but we can't have a sweet sauce and it be Ohio style pizza?
I didn't say Chicago style Subway. I just said that when I moved, I didn't realize that the ingredients were different a little bit.
Yeah, that's what makes it Ohio style or Chicago style. Or
Sweeter
Detroit style.
sauce?
Yeah.
Yes.
But you
With
can
the
go 100
ingredients
other
are
you can go to 100 other places and it'll be sweet sauce and nobody goes, "Yeah, do you have any Ohio style?" I'm just saying it's okay. It's all right.
It's good stuff. Ohio Pie Co. That's the best pizza. I can't get enough
I love
of it.
Ohio pie, but it's Detroit style pizza.
Nah,
That's what Ohio pie is doing.
Actually, it's Ohio style, Cleveland style.
That's what anyway.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote as I was doing my
If it's Detroit style, it's a square.
I was
Or a
doing
rectangle.
It is a square when you get Ohio pie.
No, it's
No,
not.
it isn't. It's
They
a
cut
circle.
it. They cut it squares, but
They
it's
cut
it's
the
a circle.
pizza into square pieces.
I don't remember. I get it. It tastes good. It's great.
I don't remember. Let me.
I don't remember the
Go ahead
I
and-
don't remember the shape. Anyway, somebody wrote in Cleveland Scene, why are there so many goddamn Subways in downtown Cleveland? There's 7 of them in a 1-mile radius. And I never paid that close attention, but I had I was doing my pre-show constitutional, and I took a big lap today. And boy, there's a lot of Subways down here. And I'll tell you what, 30 years after I graduated college, when you walk past a Subway and somebody's coming out and you get punched in the face with that hot yoga mat bread smell, it immediately makes me think of college. That's
Subway
one
to-
thing that will never change is college kids in Subway because there's so goddamn many of them.
I feel like Subway to me smells like pickles and mayonnaise. That's when I walk into a Subway. Those are the first 2 things I smell. Not the bread. Pickles.
Well, walking by and somebody was coming out, the bread smell, I guess, is what came out of the door. I didn't go in, but it's like muscle memory. You know how you so closely tie things to smell and all that? It just immediately makes me think of college.
Yep.
Because I friggin' lived on Subway in college. I had no money.
I lived on Jimmy John's because they took.
I don't even think Jimmy John's was a thing when I was in college.
Oh,
So old.
I'm old. I am.
oh yeah.
Jimmy John's, the one right off campus, took our Rocket Dollars, which was like the money that got loaded onto your student card
Right.
at Toledo every month or every quarter, however often we got it. And they were like one of the only food chains that wasn't on campus that took it. So I got Jimmy John's probably 3 or 4 times a week because I could get it with my Rocket Dollars.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know what a crepe was until I went to college. I had never had a crepe. A crepe sounded like rich white people food. I didn't know what it was.
It is.
And then when I started working there, every time I smell a crepe, it takes me back to college because that's when I learned what a crepe was and how to make one. And there are savory crepes. There's dessert crepes. So yeah, every time I can still smell the toppings and like the signature. I don't even go crepe wrap tortillas, whatever we would wrap it in.
They're thin pancakes.
Batter.
Yeah. Batter, yeah.
I smell that. I'm like,
You should go to Le Petit Triangle there in Ohio City. Get some crepes. Delicious. So
Cody,
good.
I actually thought of you because I had a layover at the Denver airport where there is a Freshens, and I went.
Yeah.
And I got me a little smoothie, and I was like, oh, Cody could have made this smoothie for me had his life gone differently. And he worked at
Give
the
him
Denver
time.
airport.
Transferred to the Denver airport.
honestly,
Give him time. He's still got an opportunity to get back there.
honestly, that Denver airport Freshens was the only other Freshens I've seen outside of Akron. I don't know where there's another fresh.
I
There's
thought they
one
had
at-
them
there's-
malls and stuff.
Well, there's one at in Pittsburgh. There's one at Duquesne University.
Okay, yeah, because I walked through there and I had half of mine. But had I not had the
Yes,
food,
you do.
had I not had the food in college so much, like I would have stopped there. But there were so many other things I wanted to get there.
You know, CSU has one.
Freshens?
Yeah, like down the road from us, there's a Freshens.
Okay, well, yeah.
You should go in there. You should go in as like the conquering hero.
I used
And
to
you
work
should
here.
order something and just kind of walk in. You know, if you ever go back somewhere you used to work, have you ever done that? You
Oh,
go
yeah,
back
no
somewhere
one
you
cares.
used to work and you
Just muscle
walk
memory.
in and you go like, yep, not much has changed. It's a bunch of kids. They don't give a fat
No, they
frog's
don't
ass
care
who
at
you
all.
are. They don't care. But you go, all right, I see what's going on here. That's how you should walk in, like a ZZ Top video, Poundcake. The doors fly open, just billowing smoke follows you, and you walk into that Freshens, and you tell them what's up.
I had my visor, my little apron, and the smoothies were like top notch. You're like, oh.
Do you still have that uniform?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say
Probably
you.
just a polo or something.
You're talking like almost 10 years ago. No, I don't know where I would find. Now I have clothes from 10 years ago.
It's not 100 years ago. I thought maybe you'd still have it, and that way, you could walk in there dressed like you work there. You go, I'm brand new. I don't know where to go, and the kids are like, okay, well, and then they start talking to each other. They're like, this dude looks like he's like 30.
Yeah, they
And
had.
they go, yeah, but I'm, you know, they're gonna think you're a narc or something, or from corporate.
Undercover boss.
Undercover.
They had the
Yeah.
tie-dye shirts with like the Freshens logo over top of them. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad like work uniform. I would just, God, that job saved me so much money because I wouldn't have been able to afford gas to come back and forth to here. All the money I would spend over the weekends drinking and buying alcohol, like that.
So wait, how did it save you money?
Because I would have still spent the money, but it just would have been irresponsibly. So
Yeah. Jobs,
It sounds like it was
pay
irresponsible
you.
still.
He likes
yeah.
to cheat respectfully, spend irresponsibly, is how he likes to do
I
it.
would have just had to ask my mom for the money, and I don't want to do that. So I worked to be negligent, I guess.
That's what everybody works for, isn't it?
Work to be negligent.
I don't know about work to be negligent, but yeah, I work so I can pay for things.
Yeah.
That's usually, and that's
Yeah.
what I mean. Is
Yeah.
that generally that your salary or compensation will pay for the things you need, like gas.
Yeah, but I was in college. I wanted to have fun.
That's how jobs work.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this, though. Why is there an umlaut over the second E in Freshens in the logo? Why is that there?
It's actually 2 blueberries.
Is that what it is? Well, that makes sense.
I have no idea.
Huh. You worked there.
Well, mine was when I first worked there. It was a Z's Natural because Z's was like the University of Akron's convenience store. So
Aziz.
so we had the organic Z's. So we would just make smoothies there before, and then
Oh, I see. It was
there-
called Z's.
yeah, it was Z's Natural. Like
I
it was
see.
Z's Natural store.
Yeah, I kept thinking he was saying Aziz.
No,
didn't
Like
Yeah.
Ansari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no Z's.
I'm in a river.
And then there was like a transition, and Freshens bought it, and they turned it into a Freshen. So I don't know too much about the company other than their smoothies are on point, their crepes are on point, and the rice bowls. And again, saved me a lot of money because I used to eat that food for free.
For free. So they are 2 tiny little blueberries. All right.
Are they?
I don't know.
I was like, I made that
That was.
up.
I know that was a good explanation. I like it. Ellen
you
Mary
were like-
used her pageant winnings on Jimmy John's.
No, I used my Rocky
No,
dollars.
come
on
on.
Jimmy John's. And I never won the pageants. You don't listen to the show.
Listener, listen to the show. It's in the title. It's in your title. Listener. It's in your title. When you text me, you better know chapter and verse what's going on around here. Alan, I want to hear Poundcake go on and on about crepes like Bubba from Forrest Gump talking about shrimping. I'm sure Poundcake could probably talk about shrimping, just not from the Forrest Gump perspective.
Not lately.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's been a few years.
It's okay. You're getting all shredded. You're going to be fine.
Yeah, but I'm shredded. But I'm busier than I've ever been. I don't know if I actually when I said I didn't have time to have a boyfriend, I was just
lying.
yeah. Now I'm
Literally
actually, and I'm
lying.
like, damn.
He's lying through his mouth and on his bed. He had no time for anybody.
And now that I really don't have time, I'm like, wow, I really don't have time. So I'm not paying no attention to these boys because they're not worth my time. You gotta move with me. I'm not gonna fall in love.
Yes, you do. You get to your best version of yourself where you're the happiest you've ever been alone, and then some dude comes along and messes it up. That's how it happens every time.
Messes it all up. Okay.
Yep. You're going to be like, you're going to get your own apartment. You're going to be making so much money doing weddings and endorsements, and you're going to be shredded. And you're going to be like, oh, my God, I love my life. And then some guy's going to show up, and you're like, oh, my goodness. That's how it happens.
But you are going to
expect it.
But you are going to be calling the shots this time.
Exactly. That's what I mean. This is the true love phase we're entering.
Well, now I'm having anxiety about not a boyfriend I don't even have yet.
Yeah, but that's your move. You spin these hypothetical yarns about what, you've gamed it out.
But if I know that's going to happen.
You're like our Nathan Fielder.
But if I know it's going to happen, can I prevent it from happening?
No. You can't stop fate, brother.
So how long is my break? So how's
Wait,
my...
You can't?
No.
But what if we do all the time?
You can't. It'll always
What if
find a
there's
way.
no such thing as fate?
Well, that's where you're wrong.
Just 'cause?
Just 'cause. That's right.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah. Mike from Parma points out, I love the old Loverboy classic song, Everybody's Working to Be Negligent. Remember that song? Man, they still play it over there, I think, on, you'll hear the Lake play it. Sometimes Nolan will
Well, they play
it.
anything.
That is true, yeah.
Never
Although
heard
I
of
keep
Coheed on there, but whatever.
I keep calling them and requesting King Diamond, and they won't do anything for me.
That job was just so much fun.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's the kind of job. When I was in college, I worked in a library. I mean, it wasn't, wasn't fun, but
The roommate I
Made
live
money.
with now was actually my boss at that job.
Oh, really?
He's still with the company?
No, he's not.
Maybe he can explain the umlaut to you.
No, maybe he can. But yeah, he was actually my manager.
Huh. So does he still order you around the house? Why isn't he managing the installation of this bidet then? Clearly, if he's managerial material.
I think he does passive aggressive stuff. He's never told me to clean up. He just
Passive aggressive. Just like when he was a manager. Hey, why don't you put fewer blueberries in there, Cody?
He'll do the dishes, and then everything that I've touched, he'll just set aside, and everything else will be
That's not
clean.
passive aggressive. That's saying, hey, do your own
Do your
dishes.
goddamn
You're
dishes.
an adult man.
Yes. I'm not your mother. I'm your former manager.
I'll leave my stuff accidentally in the dryer, and then I'll come home and my stuff will be all askew. I'm like, well, that was kind of rude. You could at least put it in like a basket.
This guy.
I forgot.
Wait, he's the rude one?
Yeah.
You're the one that's leaving the clothes in the dryer, and he's the rude one.
He washes so much. Like he literally
Get
washes
your clothes out of the dryer.
He washes clothes every day.
I still
can't
don't
keep
know.
up.
I still don't know where this supposed OCD manifests itself with Poundcake.
I already told you.
He can't. Yeah, you're laser focused on how much detergent you put in. You can't get your clothes out of the dryer.
I forgot. Like I'll forget, and then literally I'm like, dude, he's doing another load.
Yeah.
Every day he puts. I'm like, who's paying for?
What does he do for a living?
He works at an auto shop.
Okay, so he's got a big load job where he's probably getting greasy and getting stuff on his clothes all the
Yes.
time. So
He's a real
probably,
man.
Yeah.
Doing real man's work.
Wash clothes every day. Who's paying for all that?
You are.
I know.
And he is.
And then when I got a big load, I go put it in there.
I got a break. Hey, I'll have Cleveland Monsters tickets for you on the way back. Want to go see some hockey? The Laval Rockets from Quebec are in town 1 week from tomorrow. So the 28th, the Romo Fee Hall, get you 4 tickets on the way back. And then another chance to win some money, $1,000. You can go fund yourself. Listen for that next keyword coming up at 3.